It happened when I go to the airport for the first time.
And you're live.
Oh, happy Thursday, everyone. Welcome on in. We are live on Fall of Rope Official and on GCX event over on Twitch. We are live celebrating not only the Oblivion remaster, but the recent news that it will be coming to Switch 2. And to celebrate that, to discuss that, and of course, to raise money for the Alzheimer's Association, we are joined by a lot of the people who helped bring Oblivion to life, not only 20 years ago, but now 20 years later in the remaster. And we're just here to hang out, chat, raise money for the Alzheimer's Association, and have a great time. We are joined by a really great cast of people. Starting off, we have my good friend Wes.
Hello. A pleasure to be here with each and every one of you.
Sorry. For those who don't know, Wes voices a lot of people in Oblivion, including, as you may have just guessed, Sheogorath, the guards, some of the Imperials. Am I missing anyone in that lineup?
Lucy and LeChance of the Dark Brotherhood.
Of course.
A number of different characters. The guards are always iconic. I saw Liz in a grocery store, and it was like, "Hold criminal scum." Yeah. So. But she hears that in the store all the time.
Yes, I should. That was so nice, wasn't it, when we met?
Yeah, it was delightful. It was delightful. And I got to say, being involved with all the people in this cast has been, we've all kind of become family over the years. But it's been wonderful to be involved in this game and have so many people play it and love it. And now seeing it again, brand new, completely rebuilt, is wonderful, and to celebrate not just the game here today, but also the fact that we're coming together for a great cause, which is to support the Alzheimer's Association with Voice-A-Palooza and Fallout for Hope. For the past several years, we've gotten some of the finest people in gaming voices. We've had the gamers and streamers who have the most wonderful, generous souls out there who have come together and made donations that have come to up over, I can correct you, but over $300,000 over the past number of years that we've been doing this. And that lends itself to a lot of great good, bringing light into a dark world, because patients suffering with Alzheimer's disease, you've got the families who are devastated by having someone that they love, losing them a moment at a time, losing their memory, their personality, their attitudes, everything changing. It devastates folks. And then there's the research that's getting so close to making breakthroughs and changes. We've already come up with medication that if you get it to them early enough, it can halt the progress of this and keep them who they are and keep them who you love longer, which is so important. And now we're running an ASAP program because we're trying to get Medicare, the government, to approve Medicare to run this test. There's a new test available that will allow you to find Alzheimer's disease, dementia, cognitive issues in the earliest first stages, which means that medication that works in the second stages now will work from the beginning, and it means more time. So that everyone here has been able to give their time so that people can have more time with their loved ones. It means the world. And if you have any issues, folks, not only are we asking you to donate here today, but we're saying if you have folks that you need help with, go to alz.org. There's a 24/7 hotline number there, day or night. And sometimes in the night it's the toughest. When you need somebody who just understands what you're going through, pick up the phone, give a call. There is help. There are people who care. We care, and we appreciate that you care. So if you can donate enough, $1 from everybody, enough for a cup of coffee, well, take out a loan if you want a cup of coffee. But we're looking for anything. In fact, George, we have some incentives for people to actually donate today.
We do. I know that one of them, the one that you mentioned that I'm sure a lot of people will be interested in, is, you said it was 500 and up?
Any 500 or up would put you in the running for a random draw to get one of, this is the wrong back of it, but it's the Sheogorath Funko Pop, which is out of print. It is archived. It's rare. I will sign it. I will personalize it to you, whoever you would wish, and mail it to you with my deep gratitude and thanks.
I remember we did a few giveaways for those, and just every single time there's less and less out there. So really, this is going to be, like one of those last chances. So you really do want to get it in on that if you can. And I believe we also talked about there being a giveaway for a copy as well.
Who was the community manager with Bethesda, was going to be here today, but she's caught up in a big meeting and wasn't going to be able to make it on time. However, she reached out and said, for a high bidder today, again, like we did before, we're going to put you in the running for a draw. Someone's going to win a copy of Oblivion Remastered, and you can get it on anything you want. You can get it on Xbox. You can get it on PlayStation, or if you want to get it on the upcoming release on Switch 2, which is coming out on August the 11th, then we will put that aside and you will get that as well. So those are things, some neat little things that just add extra incentives, as if helping another human being and families and those in need isn't enough. And it always has been for you guys, and we are grateful to you. And I'm sorry to monopolize the opening, but I wanted to get that out.
Usually how it goes, though, we always get off track, so it's par for the course, right? Next up on the list, we have Craig Seckler, who a lot of people will know as the adoring fan, not just in Oblivion, but even in Starfield as well, just transcending universes at this point. Craig, welcome on in.
Thank you very much. I want to thank all the viewers for joining us today. It's really nice of them. I hope they have a good time, and maybe we'll work something out before this is over.
Absolutely.
One of the things that you should know about the adoring fan, because you say he goes between all the different games and shows up, that's just how persistent he is. You can't just shake him in Oblivion. You can't shake him through any game you play.
I just hope that in this new remastered product, I am younger and better looking and maybe take off about 10 pounds.
You have better hair, definitely.
Much more detailed this time.
Get your hip replaced. I lost 20 pounds getting my hip replaced.
Okay.
Next up, we have Elizabeth Noon, the voice for the female Khajiit across Oblivion. Elizabeth, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you. It's wonderful to be here. And I don't think that you could ever overspeak the cause that we're fighting for and wanting all of our viewers, including ourselves, to contribute to, Wes. It was great.
If you've got the coin, she's got the cure, hopefully. So you do the orcs as well.
Yes.
The lizard, what are they? The lizard.
Oh, the Argonians.
The
Argonians.
Most of the Argonian females.
Yeah.
And so that was exciting, and we can get into it more later, but it's great.
Cats and lizards don't normally mix, but in your case, yeah.
Next up, we have Keith, and every single time we do this, I feel like I butcher your name. So
go ahead and butcher it again, George. It's fine.
Keith, Zarabaika?
Sarabaika, but that's
Zarabaika.
Good,
Yeah. Okay. I have a Ukrainian last name, so mine gets butchered a lot, or people just don't even bother. They just say George, Mr. George. So
I get called Keith a lot. Don't worry. I know what you mean.
I'm guessing your Valentine's cards in grade school, all of them were misspelled, both of you.
I didn't get Valentine's.
I was going to say
cards.
that you're making a lot of assumptions there, but thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
We've got, just hopping in, we've got 3 donations that came in so far. We got Soul Venture, 91 with $25. Dan Baca Solo for $25. Sunny Girlfriend for $25.
Thank you all.
Thank you, everyone. Because across Voice Palooza this year, we've raised over 13,000 so far, I believe.
Yeah, and it continues growing. We've got a lot of things planned coming up, and this is just starting here today. One of the things I love, Keith, about you is that, I mean, in the games is wonderful, but I've been watching you forever and ever, which is, when I first met you, you're one of those guys that people say you're that guy, and they see you in a thing because you see in a show and it's like you're so wonderful in it. And when I first met you, I was like, oh, it's him. And then 5 minutes in, it was like, oh, it's just Keith. Now let's chat. It's a good time.
Well, usually people, when they see me, they think that they went to high school with me. So, And I go, no, no. I do have friends that I went to high school with, but yeah, no, no.
Almost
But
forgot to
thank you.
mention. Sorry, almost forgot to mention for those wondering. Keith voices the dark elves across Oblivion.
And that's in Oblivion Remastered, because in the original, a lot of those were Craig.
That's
But
right.
in Oblivion Remastered, they mixed a lot of things up. Like, I'm not all of the Imperial Guards anymore in Oblivion Remastered, which it used to be really awkward at the family reunion when everybody in town showed up. I mean, the DNA was quite strong. Um, but now, they mix things up. So some of the Dark Elves are Craig, some of the Dark Elves are Keith, some of the Imperial Guards are me, some of them are John Curry, who you may know from other games running around without a shirt on. He's, you know, it's kind of cool to sit back and look at what's different and what's similar with Fallout, or excuse me, with Oblivion Remastered. So when for me, it's the same game, but like Sheogorath, even though I've started to mantle Sheogorath over the years and start to look more like him in my real life, they started modeling him after looking like me. And Lucien Lachance, who used to be gorgeous, now looks a little bit more like me, so a little of the shine is good.
And last but certainly not least, we have Barry Byrne, who is the voice for the Saints and Seducers in the Shivering Isles expansion, which is included in the Oblivion remaster if you do get it.
Great, that's great. I'm so happy to be participating. I've had Alzheimer's in my family. I have close friends right now who have it, and so these events always have special meaning for me. So thank you all for joining us.
It's nice to have a way to fight back against it. It makes you feel so helpless. So I got to ask you this, Barry. Looking at the new Saints and Seducers, what do you think of the glow up? I mean, and all of you, this goes to all of you. Your characters have gotten a little bit of a glow up in Oblivion Remastered. What do you think of your new looks?
I'm not aware of it. I certainly don't feel glowed up. I can tell you that.
The picture of one of the dark elves that you play looks very suave and debonair.
Very heroic.
They always have been. They always have been very suave and debonair. Those dark elves.
The important thing to me is the armor. I mean, today I would love to be able to fit into that armor. It's gorgeous.
Wouldn't it be nice to just wear some of the stuff, some of the battle gear, just in everyday life as you're walking down the street? Who needs jewelry? Nobody bothers me when I'm wearing Oblivion armor.
Yeah.
What about you, Liz? What do you think of the Khajiits and the?
Well, you know what maybe it's just my imagination, but one of the things that I was always really concerned with was the fact that I'm doing female characters. So it's just this huge, humongous piece of artwork. This is a real woman crying, mourning, fighting. And so somehow it seems that maybe there's a little bit more of a feminine input into the character. Maybe that's just my imagination, but it seems as if there was, because I've expressed this many times, that how I really wanted to still be, however, 20, 30 feet tall, but still as a mother being able to cry, or as a wife losing her husband. And so I feel very good about the fact that quality is still there.
Well, that's important, isn't it, to bring the humanity into any character you play, whether they be a monster or an alien or whatever. It's the humanity that people identify with anyway, and you've got to play it emotionally and play it real, because if we don't feel it, they don't feel it.
Yeah.
Very true. And no one acts out of a sense of doing wrong.
No, we're all the heroes of our own story, right?
Exactly. We're all the heroes of our own movie, including the characters we play.
Yeah, even if you're a shopkeeper, Even if you're just a shopkeeper and the hero comes walking in, you believe this is Shopkeeper, the movie.
Exactly. You have to believe that. My line, bullshit, 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 my line. That's how it goes.
Right, you just tune out the rest. Absolutely.
You know
Well,
what?
I try to remind my wife of that all the time. No one acts thinking they're wrong, honey.
Exactly.
I didn't
Right.
do that on purpose.
Right.
Forgive
No one
me.
acts out of a sense of doing wrong. No.
Everybody has their reasons.
You know, what the remastering also brought to mind was how we technically achieved this. Remember when we would slate, take 1, 2, 6, 7, 4, and then you'd go into your character. And then, so we slated individually all of those takes. And, just technically working, with Chip and
Hmm.
everybody. And, so it was a nice down memory lane to think of how we did it then, and they're remastering it. So we've kind of lived through an evolution of technology. I mean,
And in
not
some
kind of, we
ways,
have.
yeah, but
Yeah,
in some
yeah.
ways, what we bring to it has always been the same, no matter what the microphone in front
Yeah.
of us looks like, no matter what the technology is, and it's the people that we've worked with over the years that I think have been special. Getting a chance to work with Mark Lampert for
Yeah.
years, doing the directing and the sound for this, and working with Chip Ellinghaus, who breaks my heart is no longer with us. But Chip was just the salt of the earth and wonderful, wonderful people. And all along the way, whether it be the writers, the devs, the directors, everybody goes about bringing a little piece of their heart and soul into this. And it's easy for people to sit back and go, you should have done this or you should have done that. But there is not one person out there involved in these games who's dialing it in. Everything is a passion play.
Yeah.
It's very true. What you're saying is like the essence of what you do doesn't change just because the technology does.
Right.
It's pretty much the same. But you have to commit to it. That's all.
And this is why it's important that you have human actors interpreting these lines, bringing things to it, because a computer's only going to ever know what it's ever been told before. It can't bring that spark of inspiration, that spark of life, the memory, the emotion, none of those things. And it may seem like in the end it might be cheaper or it might be something, a little shortcut, but it's not. It's not. I think it's going to eventually steal the soul out of these games. And I like to think that what we do is help bring a little bit of soul into these characters in these worlds so that people become immersed in it. Good voice acting becomes invisible. It just becomes that world, and you become sunken and immersed in that world. Bad voice acting makes you go, oh, they're acting. I'm playing a game. I'm in my living room. Wait a minute, I haven't changed these pants in a week. So we don't want them to know these things. We want to keep them in that world.
Well, the
I just
thing that we're
love
trying to
that.
induce in the audience is a willful suspension of disbelief, and that's what
Yeah.
you've done. It's what I've done since I acted in high school. It is what it is. You just have to do it. And if you
It's
commit, people will commit too.
what I like about seeing the upgrade in the technological side is the way things look. What's
Mhm.
underneath, what are the voices, what connected before is still essential and still important and still makes Oblivion what it was. However, looking at some of the images, I know that there are certain towns I used to walk up to, and you were talking, Elizabeth, about how you like when the character has a feminine side. However, I've tapped a woman on the shoulder who turned around at me and I went, ah,
Yeah.
and they've sort of softened some of those edges. They've made people look a little more realistic, a little more human. Things move a little more smoothly, which does not, that also helps you not break the immersion and the willful suspension of disbelief.
And to just think that, those characters are alive today. Sort of what we're all saying, what we brought, and without, touting our egos, but the fact is that what we brought to these characters still lives today in a world that young gamers can relate to.
Hmm. Or anybody of any age. I
Anybody, yeah.
want people to be able to walk into this world and feel like It's theirs and theirs alone, and they're the first person with that experience.
Mhm.
It's
And in
harder.
a
It's
world
harder
where
with a
you don't really
multiplayer
have a
game.
lot of control, it's nice to be able to go to a place where you can make some choices and you can exercise some control.
Even when you sometimes get caught up in it and feel out of it.
Hmm.
I love getting caught into a storyline that will trick me into a sense of comfort and then throw me for a loop and then frighten me and make me laugh at the same time. And there are times that, I mean, a movie is a linear thing. You stay within the storyline within that, but a game where you can go anywhere or do anything, and yet these stories envelop you as if you are in the middle and living the movie. It's a completely different animal, and it can be different every time for every single person who plays.
Except for me, because every time I try to play a game, by the time I figure out who's me, I'm dead.
Don't you hate it when your own character kills you?
Oh yeah, it's horrible.
Well,
But I
my
used to love it when my
character,
kids. Oh, go ahead. Sorry, Barry. Go
I was
ahead.
just going to say, my characters, the seducers and the saints, have, I think they have a battle in Oblivion, and my husband said, "What's going on?" I said, "I'm watching myself killing myself on the
What's
other
hitting yourself?
side."
What's hitting yourself? Now that's those seducers and saints are just some of the coolest characters and some of the coolest looking. We were talking about that armor, and they really did a glow up on that armor.
Yep.
Looking at the dark seducers, really, you know what you are? You are the Shivering Isles version of Ginger and Marianne.
Yeah, that's a great way to look at it.
Ginger and Marianne. You're both. Right.
I'm going to put that on my website.
So Barry, how are you watching this?
Oh, how am I watching the Zoom?
No, how are you watching the characters that you're talking about? Are you watching the new version? No.
I've gone on to YouTube, and there's remastered. There are sections that have been
Okay,
remastered.
yeah,
that
all
I'm
right.
watching.
Yeah, I was just wondering.
The only problem with a playthrough is, and they're fun to watch and they're great to see, except when somebody passes something or decides not to loot
Right.
something or goes somewhere else, and you're like, go back, go back. No. It's like you're a backseat driver the entire time. So do we have any questions, George? Anybody have any questions or any requests that they'd like of any voices? Anything for Craig or Keith or Barry or Liz? Or guys, what would you like to know?
I was going to say not just yet, but maybe everyone's just a little shy. Maybe they just don't realize that they can start asking questions. But we're here. We're ready to talk. We're ready to answer any and all questions that people have. And once again, we're doing this for the Alzheimer's Association. We're raising money for an incredible cause that's touched everyone in this room at some point, and it's a matter of sharing that knowledge, sharing that experience, and doing what we can to really support it.
I have something I'd like to talk about while they're busy getting their thoughts together.
Absolutely.
And that is, gamers probably know us better than anybody else because they have spent so many hours, days, weeks, months, years. They come back to us 15, 20 years later. It's just an amazing thing. And they know us so well. I'm sure this happens to everybody else. I'll receive these things. Oh, Craig, I'm almost positive this is you too. And it's something that's not even a game. They're so in tune to our voices. And, most of us, we do 10 voices and they're all different, but they know our quality. And it's one of the darndest, it's so impressive when I think only one person ever got it wrong. And that was when I was replaced by a celebrity who shall remain nameless. But I thought I was still doing that voice. But it's just a remarkable thing to hear from these people from all over, and they nail it every time. And a lot of times they'll send me to it so that I can actually hear what they heard and watch the screen. And it's really it's a wonderful gift
Froze up.
that they've given us for just years and years and years. They know us like only maybe a recording engineer would know us. You know, those poor people who have to listen to us just drone on and on while they edit pieces that we do. They are really Christian martyrs, as the Glass Menagerie.
Darling, I don't drone.
Squeal? Squeak. Anyway, my hat's off to all of them. All of them.
We do have one question. Oh, sorry, who did I interrupt?
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Okay. We have one question. How much interaction did you all have, or did you all actually get with each other during the recording process, if any at all?
I can speak to that right now because I wanted to bring this up. Once upon a time at Absolute Pitch Studios, and they're some of the people who recorded us, I got a chance to work with the person that I thought and still think is the greatest video game voice in the world. This person, immensely talented. But the problem is that the audience is never going to hear what this person did because this person likes to ad-lib a little bit and just went so crazy it could never quite make the show, if you know what I mean. And this most talented voice person I've ever worked with is Wes Johnson.
I went rogue, you're saying.
I got to watch and hear him work, which usually doesn't happen. It's the only time it's ever happened for me. I don't want to barge in on anybody else's session, but they allowed me to sit there and watch Wes when he didn't know I was looking at him. And just, the man is unstoppable once he hits on a roll.
I blame caffeine. Some of the voices, though, that were involved in this game, Ralph Cosham, who's no longer with us, but I would have paid to hear him read the phone book. That man had such a wonderful voice. He did this. He did Pirates of the Caribbean. There are so many things that Ralph did that were so wonderful that, you know, I miss having folks like that around with us. Ralph was there. I haven't heard from Michael Mack in a while. I don't know where Michael is, wherever you're out there, and Jonathan Bryce and all the folks who originally worked on this game with us. Linda Carter of Wonder Woman fame was one of the voices on this game, and she was, you know, we keep trying to find her, but there are restraining orders. So
50 yards.
I would love to be able to get in a booth with some of these folks. I mean, I've been in 2 games now interacting with Patrick Stewart. I helped get him killed in Oblivion. Sorry, spoilers, but first 5 minutes. And then in a Star Trek game, Legacy, I was a Klingon admiral who battled him and Picard in the Enterprise in space. Both times, very deep interactions with this character. Haven't met the man once. Came close at I think it was Sutton Place Gourmet in Washington, D.C. I was working upstairs at a place called Shadow Broadcasting, and they're like, Patrick Stewart's downstairs ordering a sandwich. Okay, so I'm like out of there. I'm making my way downstairs. Sutton Place Gourmet, I know, is infamous for putting sandwiches together slowly. I've got time. I can make it. Only in this one instance, he had to just walk in and go, make it so. And they made that sandwich so fast he was out of there. And so this close.
I had the same experience, Wes, with when I did the Star Trek, because the Legacy game, because I was the main villain, Terrell, and I had to, the Vulcan, and I had to interact mostly with Patrick Stewart, but also with the other captains, and they had all been pre-recorded, so it sounded like we were in the same room, but we weren't. But it was a thrill anyway.
You can always tell your friends later, oh, we hung.
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
You know, talked about his pet adoption. It was great. It was good times. Ian, we agreed on Ian, you know.
No, what I was going to say is that even though we weren't in the room together recording, what was really incredible about the original Oblivion was when we were at this infamous Absolute Pitch, which was the studio where we did most of this
Chip
recording,
Bellinghouse's home.
we were in a waiting room together. So there was a camaraderie of those of us that got to be in that room together because maybe we were overlapping a studio, a recording time or something. But that was something that you don't really get today. We don't really have that camaraderie of actors that you're working on a project with.
Now we're in our boxes in our homes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you don't even go to the studio anymore all the time. Sometimes you're at home all by yourself with a distant voice that's directing you. Yeah.
Source Connect in your ear,
Source
in
Connect.
there. Technologically, I was on a recording session once, had somebody in LA, somebody in Hong Kong, me here in the DC area, and massively different time zones. I think I was recording at something like 1 in the morning, 2 in the morning, so that we could accommodate everybody's times. But that's where we are technologically. It's grand when it works.
So they accommodated everyone but you.
An issue sometimes.
That's the story of my life, George. But yeah, we spend our time in the booths. Our comrades are the engineers and the directors on the other side of the glass. You want to do certain things, have courtesy to your fellow performers, like bring a towel or something so you can dry your headphones if you have an especially sweaty session before you go in. You don't want someone to come in and go, "Who's in here before?" "Oh my God, is that Wes?"
Ew.
No, you don't want that.
Oh my God.
And every once in a while getting so involved in your character that you knock the mic.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
And you go,
Engineers
I
love
can't
that.
believe at this stage of my career I knocked the mic,
Mhm.
but it happens.
Yeah. Act with
It's
the
fun to
hands a
make the
lot.
mic go away
Right.
in your head. You go to places. I go to places. I try to be wherever my character is. Think about that. Forget him in the box. When you're dealing with an engineer or you're dealing with a director and things of that sort, being able to completely go into character, be only that character, and not interact is difficult. So you gotta you split your channels a little bit. You can split your focus a little bit. It's an interesting thing.
And I
Does
think
anybody
one of
else
the
have an
things
issue with trying to stay in character while also being open to the suggestions of the director?
What I found fascinating is that they saved all the fight noises until the end of the session so that you
only
wouldn't
wise.
wear your so you wouldn't wear your voice out. So at the very end there's a lot of oh back and for until they told you to stop, and it was great. It was great that they saved it to the end so you could really like let loose.
Well, that's
My
the
favorite
part.
is doing a falling death scream on fire.
Oh, cool.
That usually blows your voice. You just
Uh-huh.
scream for like 10 seconds as you fall 1,000 feet or whatever.
Can you do it now?
No.
Okay.
My first job in gaming was for Unreal 2, and I didn't have a character. I was brought in simply to die for 4 hours in as many
Oh.
different ways as I possibly could. Injuries, deaths. I was basically the human equivalent of a Wilhelm scream. But that's a smart director saves. A professional director saves those effort sounds for the end. You're not working with somebody who knows what they're doing when they want to do those at the top. Then they wonder why the rest of your lines are all like this.
I had to do a Call of
interesting,
Duty once that. Go ahead.
No, well, I was just going to say, it brought to mind the auditioning process. There was a lot of wanting those loud noises, those very difficult guttural sounds that come from us wherever they are at the audition. Because I think what Mark was also looking for was you could sustain a sound for a period of time. And so some of those noises that you're talking about, Barry, that were at the end, where I remember being part of the auditioning process, which is kind of interesting.
auditioning now is just so much different because even on auditioning, you just do by yourself. It's like, I'd never have any contact with anybody till they hire me, if they do.
Which is why it's important to bring your own sense of life or purpose or whatever emotion to the role and bring it to life however you can. You're taking a shot
In your
regardless, but
own
you don't
mind.
get the feedback you used to get.
No,
Right,
no,
exactly.
no. It's just you either did it or you didn't.
Did we have something from Magoon there, George? Or
We do, yeah. I was actually really looking forward to this question. Megan was asking, what's more fun to voice, a hero, a villain, or maybe something kind of in between?
Villains, the
I
best.
I see no difference because they all act out of a sense of doing right.
Mhm.
Oh, that's very interesting. Yes. They all have their individual purpose and their individual,
Yeah, and their
person.
individual meaning.
Yeah.
and even with the heroes, you've got if you're looking at the onion of their personality, we may be looking at the heroic outside, but what's underneath of that?
True.
What's driving them? We all have
What's their
urges.
motivation, right?
Exactly right. It's exactly right.
Why?
It's not necessarily that the bad guys are more inherently evil. They're just allowing themselves to go places the other person is keeping themselves from going, but they all have their own point of view. They all believe that they are right.
Exactly.
And that being said, villains can be a lot of fun, but you can't judge your characters. The moment you start judging your character, you put yourself on the outside of them, and you've lost contact.
Yeah, you're no longer inside your character.
Mm-hmm.
I have a friend named, an actor named Patrick Page, who does a lot of Shakespearean characters, but he also did a one-man show called All the Devils Are Here, and it's all of Shakespeare's villains. And he always does a talk back, and one of the things he brought up is exactly what you said, Wes, is that each of these characters, he doesn't consider himself a villain. He's doing what he thinks is right and just, and you can't judge your character. You have to just be on their page always.
Yep.
I just realized that I've never played a hero. I'm waiting for my first job as a hero. How did that happen? I guess you could call the adoring fan a hero.
Oh yeah, a hero worshiper at the very least.
Hero worshiper. That's good.
A hero worshiper with a restraining order, right? That was,
Yeah.
Definitely. Have you seen the new ad, by the way, Craig? There's a new ad that just came out for Oblivion Remastered on Switch. And it's a guy just puttering around the kitchen in his own house, and the adoring fan shows up. I don't know.
Oh,
They should have had you play the adoring fan, but I think you do voice the adoring fan at the end when they cut to the game.
I saw that. Where'd that come from? Somebody must have sent it to me.
I think I sent it to you.
Thank you. I knew somebody did.
But it's pretty fun because it's I think some of the ads that they've done in the past have been pretty funny and pretty self-aware. They did one years ago where Skyrim was being ported onto everything in the world. And they had Keegan-Michael Key play the guy who's addicted to Skyrim. And everywhere he goes, it's on his Alexa, it's on his TV, it's on his refrigerator, it's on his beeper. But the thing is, we found out afterwards that it really was on the Alexa. And you could go in and play it, which I had one of those in the restroom, and it was a way to pass time. But the thing is, they were talking about everybody kept saying it's being ported to so many places and it's being ridiculous. So they had fun with it. And talking about the adoring fans showing up and being everywhere, they're having fun with it. So, and I think that there are going to be more things like that coming up socially in their campaign, where you're going to see that, where there's sort of like a knowing wink to the legacy that Oblivion has created, and it's created its own little legacy, its own little cult, and a world over the years. Some people say, "What is your favorite game?" And I've done Morrowind, ESO, I've done Skyrim, but there's just something special and near and dear to my heart about Oblivion.
Yeah.
Because it's crazy.
Yeah.
The whole damn thing is crazy. I think. I mean, it's not like anything else we've done. I was like, wow.
Well, going back in though, it felt like home. I went into Tamriel for the first time in years when I started playing Oblivion Remastered, and I'm looking around going, "Hey, man, it's my old neighborhood, man."
Yeah, that's why when we started talking before this, when Craig had asked, before we went online with everybody, Craig asked, what was my favorite game. And you have fun doing everything, like doing Mae West for Fallout 4 was wonderful. I mean, just to have that kind of sexiness in her character and all that was fun to work with. But Oblivion, there's something about it. It's just, and every character, every time I watch it, I hear Barry, I hear, Wes, I hear Craig and all these other wonderful people in it. And I get locked into the story, which is really nice.
There's a cool story.
I care about the characters.
And don't get too attached to Sean Bean in anything he does.
That's true, actually. Yeah, right.
Yeah, Sean, I actually, when we first went in and voiced things, they had me voice a lot of things across the board, and Sean had not been signed in as of yet. So I ended up voicing Martin. I voiced Vincent Valtieri. I voiced so many other different characters along the way. Joffrey. I was all these different characters, but then what they do is they'd come back and they'd listen to it and say, let's try this person here, there. Ralph Costume was a great Joffrey and Vincent Valtieri. I couldn't imagine him as anything else, but he did take a try and a stab at Lucian, but they just liked my Lucian better. And so they played back and forth. And then they get, my Martin was really just a fail-safe in case Martin or Sean Bean fell through. On the original discs, you guys remember those? We used to have to put them in the machine to play the game. Well, on the original disc, all the original dialogue was there. So if you went in and looked for it, you could find all the voice tracks of everybody else voicing everybody else.
Really?
It was pretty cool. So if you guys voiced a character that you later found out went somewhere else, if you go back and listen on that disc, you'll hear your original reads on there. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I think I still got a copy kicking around somewhere too.
Yeah. Yeah, somebody went and took some of those lines and they put them. They'll take your lines and put them on YouTube as like all the lines of the Imperial, or the Imperial Arena announcer, and yet they put a picture of me down in the corner, and they cut the top of my head off so that I look like not only am I bald, I'm Frankenstein. But it's you can't always count on somebody to pick the best picture of you.
No.
That's for sure. Man.
We have any other
I
questions?
just enjoy looking at the pictures of the characters. I remember they used to, when you come into the studio, they put a picture of the character in front of you so you could see what you look like, and that helps you
that's what
take
I am.
it to the next step,
Yeah.
And sometimes you don't get the picture. Like, I didn't know what Lucian LeChance would look like. All I know is that Mark Lampert said to me, this guy's a little more macabre than the others. And at that point, remember, we were doing all the races. So it was like everything was Imperial, and it was all the same voices. We're all related, the DNA. Woo! And then, so like all the Khajiit, all the Bretons, all of them all sounded exactly the same. But then when we got to Lucian, he said, let's play with this a bit. So I started thinking dark. I hunched the body, and as you know, sometimes half of voice acting is physicality. So I'm hunching the body, and I'm imagining long locks and gaunt face, and Lucian LeChance of the Dark Brother, dear child, who sitteth very dark, very macabre. So this is who I'm playing. And then I see what they've done. The picture, when I finally see what he looks like later after they put him in the game, he's gorgeous. He's this like Benjamin Bratt in his prime looking guy, dark hair, sort of swarthy, kind of like, oh yes. And women were kind of like, oh my God, he's gorgeous and has the heart of darkness, the perfect man. And I thought that was the strangest thing, but it ended up working. but it wasn't what I had in my mind. And we do, when we're voicing something, have to have a very definite idea of who we are, not just what we look like, what we're wearing, our physicality. I mean, have you guys ever had that kind of a strange juxtaposition where you had a character that you imagined one way and then saw them looking completely different later?
I think with, when I look back at just the different games, there certainly were different looking characters and certainly had different personalities. But it really does help to have somewhat of an accurate picture presented to you rather than what you had to do, Wes, which was to kind of figure out in your own head what this character was looking like.
Right.
It really does help a lot. I was talking about the Mae West thing. There was a picture of her sitting in a chair, just looking like she was just going to seduce you, Well, that helps.
You're like, I see you.
Especially if you're playing more than one character. In Fallout, I did, I don't know, 6 or 7 characters, and they all had to be distinguishable. So it was great to have the pictures in front of me so that I could create a voice and an attitude and everything.
I remember when I did motion capture for Halo 4, I was playing the Didact, and I had no idea really what he looked like. And I was, I had a little dots all over my face, and I was in a leotard, basically. I looked idiotic. And then I would step into the volume and see the image of this 20-foot tall alien who was just like a behemoth, and cut, that I would like go, oh wow, that's me. Jeez.
And when you heard the voice and saw the image, did they reconcile for you?
Yeah, they did. When I saw it, together. When I've never played the game. I've only seen the sort of what they call the cinematics in between. But that's to me the most fun, that part. Doing that, because that's where the story is told. We are forerunners, guardians of all that exists.
Awesome.
We do have 2 new donations that came in. We have a $100 donation from Megan and a $25 donation from Sunflower, bringing us up to $13,281 raised across Voice-A-Palooza this year.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. That's wonderful.
And we did have. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was going to say that 100 there. We can toss that name in with the raffle for the game.
Because Megan was even saying that she hasn't played Oblivion before, and I think it's a little overdue.
Well, throw it into the hat, so to speak. I'll provide the hat. Look, there is actual hair up here, no matter what they make you look like on YouTube.
But we did have actually a couple people asking similar questions, just kind of asking, across everyone's work, what they've voiced over the years, just if anyone has like a favorite character in particular.
It's a tough
All
one
of them.
because you put a bit of your soul into each
every
one.
time.
Yeah, they're your babies. It's like asking you to make a Sophie's Choice.
Yeah. I would be very difficult for me to say, oh, this is my favorite character. I know which characters fans respond to. It's like, I get the most sort of fan mail. Not that I get that much fan mail anymore, but for Jesus, what's his Joshua Graham, the Burn Man, and and Fallout, which is, it was a job I did 15 years ago, and I worked on it for a few days, and it was fun, but I still have it just amazes me, this sort of impact it's had on people.
They have a life, don't they? I said one line about cheese 20 years ago. And people are presenting me with platters to this day.
And what was the line about cheese, Wes?
It's time for a celebration. Cheese for everyone! Wait, no, scratch that. geez,
Did it make you regret having said that?
oh no. Here's the thing. I love Shea Gorath. I do. I love all my characters, but I would never, ever say no to coming back as the Mad Prince. He was just, you know, I know Lucian I loved, and I thought that was the end of him, especially after what happened in Oblivion. But he came back as a ghost in Skyrim. So, never say never as far as some of the characters are concerned. But there's some that you think of, like you say, that get a better response from the crowds, things of the sort, and that you love, that you're happy with. I do love Shea Gorath. I love Hermaeus Mora. I love some of my Fallout characters like Mo Cronin from Diamond City, or the Silver Shroud. Any of these things, they're fun, they're wonderful, but I don't love them more than any of the others because every role, no matter who they are, what their size is, it's important to you. I did a character called Johannes Verlaine in ESO recently, and it was for the Gold Road, and it was a father who was passing away, and his son, who they'd been estranged, wished that he could have reconciled things and that his father could have reconciled. What he didn't know is his father wanted that too. And your character during this next quest is able to sow the son into the consciousness of the father.
Cool.
And as the father, I'm going through all the past history of why he wasn't there, why he couldn't be there. And if anyone who's ever been a parent knows, you can be the best parent in the entire world and you will still have a truckload of regrets. And I was able to bring a lot of that into that role. It became really personal to me. My own soul, my own story, my own children, my own love was in that character. And to have people come back later and say that it affected them meant the world to me. Because again, as I mentioned earlier, if you don't feel it, they won't feel it. And that role was not nearly as big and as brassy and over the top as Shea Gorath. But how can I love that any less?
I'd like to answer this question because this is a question that can be answered by me, and so I got to take my shot at this right now. It's so obvious for me. I love many characters, and some I think I've done just the most amazing job at. They sound really good. They're technically good. They're creative. I'm very proud of the work. But what defines favorite character is how I felt when I was doing it. And challenge met. And not having any idea where it was going, really. And the characters were adoring. Fan number one, because I was flying by the seat of my pants. I'd never done anything like it before. It didn't make any sense to me. And that's exactly what Mark Lambert said. Yeah, now you get it. He makes his own sense. You just don't worry about it. And the challenge on everything, and the voice that, I don't even know how I came up with his voice. I had no idea. But while I was doing it, I was never so alive. And then the same thing happened in Fallout 3 with Butch Deloria. And what a strange creature he was. And to have this, wannabe bully type, and all of a sudden he's crying his eyes out like a little, and he's begging the hero to kill the rad roaches that are eating his mother. It's just, wow. It's not something you do every day. And the other one, though, is Valen Dreth, he's in Oblivion. He's in jail already, and the player comes in, and he says horrible things to the player, no matter which player it is. But my favorite was happened to be Khajiit, of all the players that I'm saying horrible things to. And I just remember when I was doing it, how great I felt. It was one of those moments where, and I'm sure this happened to everybody, in a good game with good characters, and there are plenty good characters in good games that we've done with Bethesda, there can come a moment where you're just, I cannot believe how lucky I am right now to be in front of this frickin' microphone, which stuns some people. I mean, there are people with beautiful voices and they're great raconteurs at bars and parties. When you stick that microphone right there, and it shuts a lot of people up and they don't do their best work. But on the other hand, it can be a magical moment when it works. And I think that's what made for my favorite character experiences. I can't remember having a better time as a performer in my whole life.
And it's really stretching your skill set because you've never done anything like that before. My first game was Star Trek Legacy, and I had no idea when I walked in what was going to happen. I had no idea. And then all of a sudden, Pat, all these captains, all these Star Trek captains are talking to me, and I'm just trying to figure out as I go along what I'm doing. But I love the fact that this character is just playing. She's toying with these Star Trek captains whom I've been a huge fan of over decades, and now I'm sort of putting them all in their place. I kind of
You were able to
love
flirt with
that.
James Kirk and not even be green.
Yeah.
I just kind of wanted to add something as I'm listening to everybody and I'm thinking about the aspiring voiceover people that we have listening to us. And I think what is a really wonderful piece that everybody here does, and that is there's a real commitment to discovering the person behind the voice. So it's not just a series of lines. It's where is their beginning, where's their middle, where's their end, and to take into real seriousness for yourself and your imagination, which is so wonderful. What a place to be free. But to really look at the lines, that line is there for a reason. And what am I doing with that line? And I think that's part of what makes the work so satisfying. And when you do that with so many different characters, it's hard to say.
Because a lot of times I don't get to read everything, beforehand. I'm reading it as it's coming up,
Right.
and you just have to fill the moment as best you can, as fully as you can, because that's what happens in life. You don't know what's going to happen in the next moment. I don't know what's going to happen 5 minutes from now. A meteor.
Life is a cold read.
Life is a cold reading, and
that's
that's
the words. Sometimes it's not in text; it's intent.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, very, very, very true. Very much so. Yeah.
Well,
But it's just committing to the moment. That's what I think.
Absolutely, and living in it, being in it completely, not outside of it. Barry, you were talking about the Star Trek Legacy, which was a fun one to work on, but they initially didn't get William Shatner for that. They had all the other captains.
Oh, really?
And Shatner hadn't signed on, so they asked me to do my impression of Captain Kirk for the E3 demo. So if you see at E3, Captain James T. Kirk of the Starship Enterprise was actually me. And they played
You have to break everything up.
Yeah, they played that for Shatner. And then there was this AP article that came out later, and he's like, they played me this thing, and there was someone else playing the captain, and I can't have someone else playing the captain. And I was like, awesome. It felt like he had taken a big paper mache rock and bounced it off my chest. It was fantastic.
Fantastic. Great story.
Do we have any other questions there, George? And I think we had a group raid in. They know what we're here for.
We had a few people raiding in, and I know at least one of them knows what's going on because we got a raid from Gopher who just played the King Gath mod that was made over the weekend as part of Voice of Blues. I was actually lucky enough to chat with King Gath for a little bit as they did a 40-hour modathon, making a mod from scratch, all in support of Voice of Blues. And this is the third or fourth year now that they've been doing that.
Yeah. And everybody bid on different things they wanted to see, weapons, storyline, the characters, everything. We did one panel early. Then we did a second group of broadcasts where they recorded me Jan Johns and Lear Leary, who plays Davy on the HBO Prime series, and we threw voices in for the charity. And then last night, they debuted the thing, and it was fantastic. Now it's available on Steam. It's available on the creator page at Bethesda. You can download it for free. All we ask is if you feel motivated to make a donation to the Alzheimer's Association, which is near and dear to our heart and why we did all this. There's a link there for you to do that. But go get the game and play it. It works in Fallout 4, and it's fantastic. It was a lot of fun. Gath and Sim Settlements and that whole crew, Eleonora, all of them, Pignus, they're just fantastic. You've got Surik, who wrote the script out of taking stuff that everybody threw at him as if they had taken a bunch of ping pong balls, rolled them around together, threw it at him, and said, "Now make this into a story." The amount of time that they took to build this is breathtaking, and it looks fantastic.
Is that the first time that they've had some additional actors come in? Because I know you've been doing it for a couple of years now, right?
I've done it for a couple of years, but this is the first time we had other actors come in, and we may have more actors coming in the future because Bethesda is behind us. We don't do mods. We can't really do mods because they are the characters of Bethesda. They're their property, and we are also with the union. However, when you're doing something like this for a charity situation, it's a different story. And Bethesda's all behind it, and the union's like, it's for charity, you're good. So we do this for charity, and we do this to help people and to bring light in the world. And you know, I don't know, I don't want to speak for everybody else here, but I will say that being a member of the union is very important to me, but it's also wonderful that you are allowed to do things with your skills that you have honed through your life to be able to do good for people, and that they understand that this is all right and cool and encouraged.
Yeah.
Yep.
Really. I don't think there's any of us that don't have some contact with a person who's affected by Alzheimer's. You know,
It gets all
really,
through
and
society.
when you start seeing it in your contemporaries, Barry was referred to that. You know, that sure brings it home.
Danny Glover was just diagnosed. Well, he wasn't just diagnosed, he just revealed that he's been suffering from
Right.
dementia and Alzheimer's.
Alzheimer's, yeah.
Yeah, and he found out in
Judith
2020.
Dench.
He didn't tell anybody, you know, because you don't tell people. There's like this stigma attached to it. There shouldn't be a stigma attached to it. You know, if you just look at famous people who have had varying degrees of Alzheimer's or dementia. Bruce Willis, very famously, Robin Williams, more people that you say, I haven't heard from this person in a while. There's a reason for that, and then you find out upon their obituary that Alzheimer's or dementia was involved, and then it comes into your own families. I lost my mother. I lost my grandmother. My aunt is currently going through it right now, deep into it. And I've always said she was like our favorite aunt because she was like our crazy aunt, you know? And when you start getting those kind of cognitive things, you're like, is it just because she's our crazy aunt? Is there just, but you start figuring things out along the way. And to lose somebody like that, to lose those sparks, to lose those touchstones in our life, way before we should lose them, is not just a heartbreak, it's devastating. It was devastating to me because I didn't know about the Alzheimer's Association when my mother and grandmother were going through it, and I had to be there and fight and battle the doctors and the system for them. Now people have someone who can help with Alzheimer's Association. They go to alz.org, they go to the 24/7 hotline. You can find help. You can get somebody to steer you through these things.
There
And
are all levels of support, not just for the person who has it, but for the caregivers. There's a
caregivers are
there's a lot
huge.
of things in place for that, and for that I'm extremely grateful.
yeah, have you been in contact with your folks that are going through it? Yeah,
Yes, I have.
and they're exceptionally kind and exceptionally understanding. And that's the thing when we have these panels and we all discuss what's going on, not just we have fun for funds and we talk about acting, we talk about these things, but we're here because when we share our stories about Alzheimer's disease and dementia, and we find out from the folks in the gaming community, streamers, devs, everybody else out there saying, I'm so glad you talked about it, because I didn't know who to talk to about it. It helps to hear that other people are going through the same thing and that you're not alone, and you're not alone. So,
You know what I think is so wonderful too, Wes? You mentioned so much help now for the very beginning stages.
yes,
Because, you can have a friend and they can't remember something and you say you give them the words or something and it happens over and over and over again. And the fear that that person has that they are suffering from early dementia or early Alzheimer's. And now to know that through gifts like the donations that you're responsible for raising, that there's help for the beginning stages.
and that's huge because people don't want to get these tests. They don't want to know, that you have to wait until the second level
Yeah.
of cognitive disabilities to actually be eligible to be tested, to get someone to know you have this so you can start taking the medication. You're already there. You've already lost something before. You're still trying to stave it off, but now with the new current testing, they can get it right at the beginning. Imagine the extra time that those medications that they've come up with would give people if they can catch it in the earliest stages, before they even get to stage 2 or 3. Once you get to stage 4, you get past the point where they can actually start treating this with the medication. But you can add so much time, and really, what are we talking about here on this planet? None of us knows how much time we have. But to be able to give you the opportunity to have that much more time, it's huge. It's huge.
Well said.
Yeah.
Did we have any other questions there, George?
Oh, we had.
Do the folks coming in know that we're giving some stuff away?
That's true. Should mention that again. We have 2 giveaways that are open right now. One, which would be for a copy of the Oblivion remaster, and that could be for any platform of your choice. That could be for PC, for PlayStation, for Xbox, or if you're willing to wait a little bit for the Switch 2 version when that comes out next
August
month.
11th.
Thank you. I knew you'd have the date if I didn't. I knew it was soon. I knew it was August. Couldn't remember the exact date though. And that's really fun because that's going to be the first time ever that Oblivion has been on a Nintendo console at all. Like, I know Bethesda's moving a little bit more in the Nintendo direction, but getting that into more people's hands, getting people who can experience that for the first time is really fun. And one thing that I found about the remaster in particular was the fact that I had so many friends who had never played Oblivion because they were thinking like, oh, it's, a little older. Maybe it's a little harder for me to kind of like get that working on my computer, or maybe it's not even available on the console that they play on. But it really does have this whole other life because now there's a new generation of people who get to experience it for the first time and understand why people have loved it for those 20 years now.
And it's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's cutting edge looking. It's great.
And then
and it has Keith Zerbike in it.
It does.
Individually in every package, when you open it up, you pop out. It's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I've often wondered where I went.
Guys, you've never lived, by the way, until you have seen Craig Seckler wearing an Adoring Fan wig. When we did the was it Skyrim 10th anniversary? We had a thing over at Bethesda, and a bunch of people came in via Zoom. But Craig and I were actually there on site, and I was able to present him with an Adoring Fan wig. And I didn't know if he would put it on, and then suddenly, bam, there it was, and it was delightful. It was the most amazing thing I'd ever seen. And then he went on TikTok, and there's a couple of videos on there with the Adoring Fan wig. So you should check Craig out on TikTok.
Oh, yeah, that's when I went with my kids to Pride Week here in DC. That was fun. Thank you for that gift, Wes. Thank you for that wig.
That's actually a fantastic wig to wear to Pride Week. That's great.
It's pretty slick. It's pretty cool.
Do you still have it, Craig?
Oh yeah, it's in the drawer with all of our dildos and things like that. So it only comes out at special times.
We
You know,
made it
Well,
all
and
the
that
way
sounds
to
like
the
a very
end.
sad.
All I can say to that is buy Azura.
yeah.
So what's all that? Oh, actually, there is a Craig question there, George.
Okay. Oh, the one for Craig. Yeah, we had someone asking Craig specifically if you remember anything from the Glarthir quest in Oblivion, the paranoia one.
Oh yes, I really loved that character. Another character I just completely did not understand at all, but it was a blast to do him because he was having the time of his life. And does everybody know what he did? I mean, he's the guy that walked around with an axe, I think,
He
or
had
something.
some
Or
more than any other character, I think, in Oblivion. Eventually,
he was so happy. It was,
Was he an
and
axe
he
murderer?
reminded me of a lot of people in my hometown. So that's
Uh,
no, he's just trying to blackmail you, Keith. He's trying to blackmail
uh,
you.
I thought perhaps he was an axe murderer, and
Oh no, no, no.
axe
He's
murderers are
not.
usually very, very happy. Yeah.
I played him that way. He's not an axe murderer.
Well,
Oh, boy.
he asks
Your
you to
character
kill
most
people.
likely to be an
I'll have to go
but
back
you
and
break
do it
fate.
over because
I think the Adoring
You have a
Fan
whole
is
different
what's-
understanding of the character now.
yes.
Now, how do you feel about people constantly taking the Adoring Fan up to cliff sides and Foos dying him off the side?
Oh, that's the most flattering thing that's ever happened to me as an actor. I have so many people write the same thing. Can you ever forgive me for killing you so many times in all the different clever ways and all this? I said, are you kidding? It's the greatest compliment you could ever. You're spending time with me. not for long, but, but we had fun while it lasted. It was
Now, good news and bad news. You may have thrown me off a cliff, but you did take me camping.
Right.
I had people writing about Ron Hope from Starfield, which was a character of mine who they'd write me a letter. Evidently, people like me, okay, so that's nice. But they'd write a letter and go, "Hey Wes, sorry I had to shoot you in the face." Okay, I'm glad I'm still here to hear that apology. But very nice.
Somebody on one of the playthroughs for Fallout 3 wanted to marry one of the characters I played. And I thought, that's nice. Sweet.
sweet. Nice.
It depends upon how insistent they get, how sweet it stays.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm wondering,
it
did you
was
did you have to get a restraining order?
No,
Restraining
no,
order.
thank God, no.
I'm just looking at your Adoring Fan images online, Craig, and that hairdo is really something.
Man, there's nothing like it. Thank you, Wes.
So, Liz, I got to ask you a question. Are you in constant danger of being captured by crazy cat ladies?
Interesting that you should ask that. In real life or in my imagination, both of them. Really. What made you ask that? That's such a funny.
Well, we were talking about people, that get a little too affixed to certain characters. And,
Yeah.
I suddenly thought, well, with all the Khajiit involved in this, it'd just be like, I love kitty cats.
Yeah, you get some really pretty interesting comments on it. I was at a swimming pool once, and this guard comes up to me. I asked him about if there's somebody that could work with my shoulder or whatever the hell it was. And he goes, "You were in Fallout." And then he had such a reaction to the character that it kind of can set you back. But it was just how strong your voices can be in these.
Yeah.
That people.
Did you still give him access to your shoulder?
I'm not telling you, boy. Because you
Yeah,
might put it out there.
What happens in Fallout stays in Fallout.
What happens in Fallout stays in Fallout.
You made sure to hide the ice pick.
Yes.
Magoon, they're asking about, wanted to kill Hermaeus Mora, unkillable. Hermaeus Mora is unkillable.
Unkillable.
And what's very funny is I had to change over that reading a little bit. Because in Dragonborn, when I did that, and I know this is an Oblivion Remastered panel, but in Dragonborn, he speaks slowly, he has clicks, he has hisses, he has slurs. Because I'm trying to think of what a guy with 1,000,000 eyeballs and tentacles all over his face has, but he really has no mouth, so to speak. But when we went and did ESO, and we had to do him for Necrom and the Gold Road, I worked with D.B. Cooper, and this is where it's great to have a really good director. And D.B. Cooper was like, listen, we want to keep the essence of who the character is, but it needs to go quicker because he's going to spout so much lore. So we worked on keeping the sound of him, but removing some of the slurs, the clicks, the speed came up, but he still sounded like Hermaeus. And it's like, well, how do you reconcile that? In my mind, the Dragonborn from the DLC and from everybody from the earlier games all the way through, Hermaeus Mora was he's speaking to you psychically. And your connection to him, your psychic connection, your receptor, so to speak, is not as strong as the receptor of the character that you play in ESO, where you're playing Necrom and the Gold Road. So you have a much more unfiltered version of what his voice actually sounds like because your psychic receptors are better. So you come up with these little things in your mind about your characters and your own personal set of lore for any character that you do. And those are your rules. Those are the ones you play by. And eventually somebody may contradict you. But as far as I'm concerned, that's canon.
That's right. Yeah.
Do you guys ever come up with something in a character and want to do something to the character and then find out later maybe they think differently?
Anybody?
I did. I just finished this character in a game that's coming out. It was originally called Wonderlust. I don't know if they're keeping that at all. But I remember having a very different take. And I had, read the script and done all that stuff that you're supposed to do, decide why you're saying something, where's your beginning, middle, and end, what are you doing, and everything. And when we got into the session, the director had just a completely different set of values for the character, and that was pretty stunning for me to be able to do.
Did it throw you off what you had originally planned? How did you reconcile?
It threw me off, and then I thought, you know what? I'm going to marry both of those. The only successful marriage I've ever had is between me and a character. That's the only successful marriage I seem to be able to do. But what I did, in all seriousness, was I took the direction, but I couldn't let go of what I was doing. And I think it was fuller. I think I felt very good about it. You know that feeling when you know you've connected. We all know that feeling. So, and then the director actually said, it was very interesting. I liked the way you interpreted that. So I think the lesson is don't completely throw out what you've come up with. You may be able to marry it with the other direction you're getting.
Very cool.
But I was shocked at first,
Well, it's sometimes a suggestion when even though you're resistant to take it at first, when you start rethinking about it and throwing it in, sometimes you end up with something a little bit better.
Yeah.
Because you try to find ways then to make it work. And I've had some things that I've wanted to be married to in the past, and then I find out they want something completely different, and I'm like, I don't know. But then you dive back in. It's always that wonderful Rubik's Cube of characterization that you're turning constantly, trying to align the colors. And at one point, sometimes it just clicks,
I think a well-written character can go so many different ways. I mean, it can go a dozen different ways. And so we just choose one, because I think the original question was, did you ever think later that you could have gone, would have, should have gone another way with it? I think it seems like I'm getting mostly from the group by head nods or shakes. No, it never really happened where I felt bad because you could go anyway. And if it's well written, it'll work. I mean, I've never done anything that I thought
Yeah,
this is the
I
only way to
definitely agree
go.
with that.
Yeah.
But you could, I could have, and we do. Sometimes we do 3 or 4, right? So I have another idea on this. It can, and it's an entirely different way. Sometimes it works, and sometimes it doesn't. But the key is that if the character is well written, that's what's going to work. If it's a crappy character to begin with, you're pretty much stuck. But that very
I think the
seldom
writing makes all
happens
the difference.
in our world.
What's that, Keith?
Everybody froze up on me. I don't know what happened.
Oh, well, we hear you still. You're a little frozen, but we hear you still.
Yeah.
You look good.
Yeah. It's a still life, but it's nice.
Yeah.
I know that there have been times I've done things where you do multiple takes, and this happens with film or anything, where you come back and listen to what they put together later, and you're like, they used that take?
Yeah.
Yes.
We still have looking for somebody who wants to go high enough to get the bid high enough to get the signed and personalized Shea Korath Funko. We lost Keith, but Keith may be back, guys. Kenneth Vigu with Fallout for Hope is here in the background, guys, and he will sort things out and hopefully bring Keith back. But if not, let's all give Keith a round of golf applause. We never know when our character will perish. We just know we've run out of lines.
Whole characters never die. They just run out of lines.
That's
I
great.
love that.
That's right. That's wonderful.
What? So, Death's Wingman has a question there, George.
Yeah. So Death's Wingman was asking just kind of everyone in the group, how many people have kind of played some of the games that they've voiced before?
I don't know about you guys, but I've got way too many hundreds of hours into all the different games. I've now played Morrowind to the point where I can't play anymore. That one really informed how I voiced Oblivion, because I'd already had like 600-700 hours into it before I even auditioned for Oblivion. So I was able to live that world in my mind and see those characters and feel that. Then Oblivion, I had many hundreds of hours on that, on Fallout. But now with all the remasters coming out, you'd think that I'd played them, but I'm going right back in again. Can I tell you guys a quick funny story about original Oblivion versus remastered? In original Oblivion, I snuck into the Chaden Hall Mages Guild through the back door. I picked the lock. I went inside. I found a black soul gem. And black soul gems can be used for a number of things. One of them, which is to repower an enchanted blade, which I did. Poof! I repowered my enchanted blade. That black soul gem was gone for good. And then I went upstairs and started talking to people, and they're like, in order to continue this quest, you must find a black soul gem. And I'm like, what? It turns out it was a quest item. And it was not marked as such. So when I went and talked to them, I talked to my friend Mark over at Chappie. I went and talked to Chappie over at Brian Chapin over at Bethesda. And I was like, yeah, I use the quest item now. I can't continue the mage's quest. I can't, I'm going to be inert. And he's like, well, let me see what we can do. And they tried to get some fixes, but because I was doing it on the Xbox, they couldn't necessarily do the kind of things they could do on a PC. So he tried, it failed. So that whole playthrough, like 800 hours, is just me muscling my way through without magic, the guild. That whole thing was like, I felt like Moses trying to get into the promised land. The gates were closed to me. Well, Oblivion Remastered comes out. And usually you're playing things that you've played before and you know how they're going to end. But this time, I went down and I tried to pick that lock. Couldn't pick it. Went in and tried to steal the thing. It's a quest item. So I saw Chappie not too long ago back up at Bethesda. I'm like, you fixed it. And he's like, yes, I did. So I went through and played the entire Mages Guild, became the head of the Mages Guild. I was Mr. Magic because, and it only took me 20 years. So what about you guys? Any playing of any of the games? Maybe not as obsessively as I have.
Well, Wes, it sounds like you played Morrowind so long that it became Yesterwind.
It did. It did. I would dream in the day playing these games. I would go to bed and start dreaming about silt striders and looking out for cliff racers in my dreams. To this day, I hate a cliff racer. But if there's one thing I would love to bring back from Morrowind into Oblivion, into Skyrim, into the future, levitating boots. Boots of levitation that you could put on and just float and walk above the sky. You could fly, basically. Evidently, not so practical the way they've set everything up from now on. But there's sometimes I'm still sitting in traffic out on the Beltway, rush hour, thinking, levitating boots, take me away.
One of the things I decided, it's interesting you should ask that question. I'm embarrassed to say no. Okay. But one of the things that I have on my list to do, I'm doing a show, and after I do this show, one of the things that I'm going to do is I am going to play every clip, every one of the games that I've voiced. I just want to see the marvel of all the work of my fellow actors and just the whole process of it. So this is a reminder for me to keep that on my list.
What we can do is try to set something up with one of our mods here, one of our panels, and do Liz Noon plays Liz Noon, and set it up so that you can play it and everybody can watch you do it.
Well, I'm not sure I'd have that kind of audience, but I'm open to it.
What do you think, George? Would that be a good idea? Would you tune in?
I think it's a great idea. I'd love to help figure that out. Yeah.
That would be really cool.
That's what Twitch is for. That's what streaming is for. That's and people love seeing a first experience as well. Like that's a big thing.
Would anybody there? Okay, one person already said they'd be there for it. How many people in the crowd? We've got Rage of Wrath is clapping. Brandy Unce is there for you.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Oh, Megun gave you a hell yeah. I think it would be great. I would love one of these days we get one of the panels out here, even if we do it like when AwesomeCon comes into town or something, and get a panel where we get the console up there and let each of you guys get up there and take a turn. Craig, you can actually shove the Adoring Fan off a cliff yourself.
Sounds like fun.
And Barry, would you attack a Golden Seducer or a Dark Seducer or a Golden Saint?
Absolutely.
That would be some beard on beard violence right there.
I'll be there for that, Barry.
Thank you, darling. Appreciate it.
I would love to do that. I would love to see those things. I would be in the background. I'd have popcorn. I'd be applauding. I'd be spilling my popcorn. It would be great.
It would just turn into Mystery Science Theater, but with Oblivion.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That'd be fun. It'd be great.
Wow.
I think we have to do this.
Okay.
I think so.
So it is written, so it shall be done.
So it shall be.
Goodness. Lovely.
Well, guys, we're coming up on an hour and a half. Have we had any donations that other than the one that have qualified for the drawing?
I think that's the only one so far, but we did get another $10 donation from Anonymous. So Anonymous, thank you for that.
Well, I think that we're going to give away then at this point. We'll save this. We'll save this for one of the other panels coming up. We have some cool panels that are going to be coming up. So we're going to save this for any of our high rollers. And we may have had some high rollers already, so we'll put them in the bucket and randomly pull. But as far as giving away the game itself, what is our highest donation here today?
Highest donation is from Megan at $100.
Megan at $100. So guys, we have 5-6 minutes that if you want to get in there and get into the drawing, all you have to do is get as much as or a little over Megan. It doesn't mean that you get a better chance if you go over, but anyone who wants to match Megan will get put into the drawing. And if not, Megan wins. So Megan, you, I know, wish nobody donates, but we wish everybody donates. So we'll see how that goes. In the meantime, what I'd like to do is rotate around the room. And George, why don't you get folks to tell us where they're going to be and how to reach them?
Absolutely. Well, Wes, why don't we start with you? Because I believe you're going to be helping out with GCX in a couple of weeks, which still ties back into all of this as well.
Going to be going to a GCX, which is going to be the 24th and 25th in Orlando, Florida. And it's going to be at Universal Studios, and we're going to do a Voice-a-Palooza on the big stage at Universal Studios. And it will, I understand, be simulcast on Twitch Fallout for Hope Official. Is that true, Ken? Or maybe I'm lying. I could be hallucinating.
Sorry, what was the question?
Are we going to be simulcasting the Voice-a-Palooza from GCX?
Yeah. Yep.
There we go. So we will be simulcasting Voice-a-Palooza from GCX in Orlando, Florida. And that is where we're going to be finishing up this Voice-a-Palooza and the fundraising for this year in 2026. We're going to have a lot of panels coming up between now and GCX. We are going to have next Thursday, the 9th. Craig, I believe you're going to join us. And we're going to get anybody else who wants to join us. We're going to be doing the Apocalypse Squares. Hey, it has nothing to do with Hollywood Squares other than everything. The Apocalypse Squares, where you're going to be getting questions about Fallout. We'll either be giving you the truth or not. And it's going to be a lot of fun. We've done it every year, and it's hysterical. It's a blast. We hope you join us on the 9th. The 10th, now we were going to do our Star Trek panel on the 29th. Unfortunately, there was a big flu outbreak in Tyson's Corner at a con that a number of our panelists were going to be at, and they were not able to make it. They were very sick, and in fact, one of the people who were there, her name is Inga Heyer, and she has done so many things over the years, shore leave. She's been involved in Star Trek. She's a scientist. She's sort of like the female Bill Nye the Science Guy. She passed away from this flu. We lost her. So it was devastating. So please send a thought out for Inga, and join us next week because we had to postpone. It's going to be on Friday the 10th. So anybody here who you've done Star Trek? Mm-hmm. Maybe you want to come chat with us. Have you done any Star Trek, Keith? You've done Star Trek.
Did 2 different characters.
Yeah. Would you like to come and chat with us on Friday next week?
I might be able to.
I'm not putting you on the spot. We'll talk later. I understand you may be busy, but if you can, that would be fantastic. And we're going to talk.
Well, send me a link. I'll try to join in.
I will do that. We've got people who are actors from Star Trek. We've got writers who are going to be there. We've got people who do fan films. And what we're going to do is we're going to take some votes on some content. And then we're going to create, with one of those fan film people, a 6-minute Star Trek film on an actual set that's going to be featuring the future where Alzheimer's has been cured.
Oh, what a wonderful concept.
It's going to be called The White Flower. So we want you guys to tune in next week on the 10th. And in fact, she can't be there with us at this point. She's going to be elsewhere. But Kate Mulgrew, Captain Janeway, is providing us with 5 personalized autographed Janeway photos and a meet and greet, a personal meet and greet that'll be done in August between you and her on Zoom, and only you will know what will happen. So I would recommend pants, folks. It's only polite. In the meantime, that'll be happening on the 10th. We may have other things coming after that, but definitely up to GCX. And after that, I'm doing MirokuCon in Baltimore. And then that's going to be, I believe, the 15th and the 16th. And we're all getting together, Fallout, for Mojave Mayhem in November. And that's going to be a blast. You're going to want to come out to that. That's out in the middle of the desert at the Pioneer Saloon. We did it last year, and it was just so much fun. And that will be, I believe, the 13th, 14th, and 15th. Am I correct of that, Ken, in November?
Correct, yep.
All right. So hopefully we'll see you on Thursday next week when we do the Hollywood Apocalypse Squares, Star Trek on Friday. And I am done with everything I do. If you want to reach me, you want to follow this, I'll be putting it up on Wes Johnson Voice on X. I'll be putting it up on Wes Johnson on Instagram and Wes Johnson Actor on Facebook. So
what's the apocalypse thing? I'm sorry, I got dropped out by my
the
poor internet
apocalypse.
connection.
We're doing a thing on Thursday. It's called the Apocalypse Squares. Where we're going to have actors in 9 different squares. Secret, you're going to get the answers ahead of time, but they're not going to know whether you have the right answer or the wrong answer when the contestants come in. They have to guess whether you're telling them the truth or you're lying.
What time of day is that? What time of day is that?
That is Thursday. Thursday the 9th. Yes.
Oh, what time? What time?
I believe is that 4 p.m. East Coast, Ken, and 1 p.m. West Coast.
I believe it is. Hang on one second.
Yeah, I also did a Star Trek Rebels. I had a recurring character in that. I was Cicator Bizago at your service.
See, now it takes practice even to pronounce that name.
Cicator Bizago. Well, if I can say Keith Sarabaika, I can say Cicator Bizago.
Well, as soon as you say that name, though, I expect you to say you killed my father. Prepare to die.
Oh, okay.
So I think that's 4 p.m. Eastern. Yes, Ken?
Yep.
Or do we want to go 5?
Nope, same time.
Okay, because that gives us 9 p.m. in the UK, so those following us don't have to burn the candle at both ends in the UK when they watch us. So it'll be 1 p.m. West Coast, 4 p.m. East Coast, and UK will be 9 p.m., and that's both Thursday for Apocalypse Squares and Friday for our big Star Trek panel, which is going to be a lot of fun, too. So those are going to be a blast. Very excited for those. So who's next, Ken? Who's next? Hopefully they don't talk as long as I did, for God's sake.
Elizabeth just said she has to hop out. If you want to say bye, if you have a second, otherwise...
Where can we find you, Liz? Where can people reach you?
You have to ask Craig's daughter. No, but because she does all the social media. But I know I'm on TikTok at Elizabeth.noon. Elizabeth with an S, .noon. And I'm on Facebook, and
I think Instagram, you're Noon Elizabeth. And it's with an S, by the way, folks.
Oh, Noon Elizabeth. Yeah, Instagram with an S, ELIS.
Fantastic.
Yeah, no dot. TikTok has the dot at Elizabeth.noon. I just started to do it. I was allergic to it for so long. But I hope that...
I found it entertaining so far.
I hope that I will be seeing myself in my Cludio soon, which is my closet studio.
Oh, okay.
I call it
Studio.
Okay.
I wasn't sure what that was.
Well,
I thought it might have been in the same drawer as Craig's.
The wig, yeah.
No.
And I have a film coming out, and so I'm just happy to be here. So thanks, everybody.
Tell them what the name of your film is, so they can find it.
It's called Spinsters. And we just got a distributor, so it was an independent film, which any of you aspiring actors do independent films, get involved in them in your neighborhoods, in your local festivals and everything. You learn a lot, you make great connections, and it's fun, and you get paid if you're a union member. Hey, even better. So anyway, thanks everybody, and what a great cause.
Thank you so much.
Thanks. Bye.
Keith, were you waving? I think Keith needs to parachute out too there.
No, I just got bounced out, but
okay.
and I just got back on, so I don't know what happened there.
Well,
but I do have to go pretty soon. My granddaughter's coming over with my son. She's a year and a half old, so I have to.
Cool, but she's driving, right?
Oh, yeah. She's very, very, very. She's very advanced. That's all I can tell you.
So where can people find you? Where can we?
Well, I'm on Facebook, Keith Sarabaika. If you can spell it, you can find me on there, and on LinkedIn. And I have a play going up at Atwater Village Theater #3 in Atwater Village in LA on well, it starts previews August 2nd. I wrote it. It's called Slava Ukraini, or Waiting for Elon. And it's set in the Azovstal steel mill in Mariupol, Ukraine in May of 2022, right at the end of the siege there. You know,
Wow.
I'm sorry?
I want to go to there.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I do too. But it's a AFT Theater with an ER.org is the ticket buying link, which will be up Tuesday, supposedly, according to my website builder. You know,
Fantastic. That's awesome. Go see it, guys. Go see it. Go wave.
we started rehearsal this week. It's been really fun. You know,
Yeah.
it's kind of cool when something that you wrote is suddenly coming to life, and you go, "Wow, okay."
How do you feel when people start to improvise in the middle of your lines?
They don't.
Not allowed.
If it's funny, I'll keep it in. That's
Good luck, Keith. That sounds
Thanks.
really exciting.
yeah, it is. Thank you.
Who's next on the hit parade there, George?
Barry, where can people find you? What should people be
I'm on
looking for?
Facebook, and I have a website, barrybeeran.com. You can contact me there. And I will be involved in Libretto Palooza because I write opera librettos. And I have one opening, an updated adaptation of The Mikado that will be opening in October in DC for the in-series. And working on a children's play as children's musical as well. And that's sort of where my focus has been.
Cool.
So,
Awesome.
any of you opera
Librettos.
fans out there? Yeah.
What's your favorite opera?
Oh God, what is my favorite opera? Rigoletto, I think.
Oh wow, okay.
I love
Yeah.
Rigoletto.
It's fun. Yeah, regular. It's fun. I actually wrote a one-act play about Nessun Dorma, and from Turandot. And the characters in it are Fresh Head, Rotten Head, and Turandot. So it's kind of funny.
Well,
Been done. Yeah.
And that's it for me.
Craig, where can people find you? What should people be keeping an eye out for if you have anything coming up?
People can find me at my brand new website that my daughter Alex has created for me after a couple years ago. My old website was stolen by a Chinese porno company.
Oh my God!
Not
Likely
making
story,
it up.
likely story.
I'm not making it up. Somebody called me and said, I think you need to check your website out, man. You need to go to it right now. I said, why? Because it's been hacked, man. And so I go to it, and it's got 24 sexual acts going on the screen at the same time. And I realized then that I couldn't get it back.
Who has time in this day and age for that nonsense?
I have no idea. But anyway,
Craig, are they using any of the dildos in your drawer?
Oh no.
On that note, I have to go as well.
okay, I don't know.
It was a pleasure to join you all.
I didn't focus in. My website is thecraigseckler.com. Thecraigseckler.com. Hope you go and hope you see something you like.
And if you want to see something else you like, just go to craigseckler.com.
No, don't do that. All right. I have to click off too, guys. I look forward to Thursday. I hope to see everybody. I hope to see all these people who tuned in today there. All right, take care. Bye-bye.
Reaching out, Craig.
I got to take off too. I'll see you guys.
I'll reach out to you, Keith. Thank you, sir.
See ya.
Thank you.
Well, this has been grand, guys. This has been fantastic. A lot of cool stories, right?
Yeah.
So is Megun the winner of the Oblivion Remastered?
Looks like it, yeah.
Well, all right, Megun, get your information to Ken or to George, and they will get the information to me, and I will get it to Bethesda, and they will get you. You got to let us know. You want it on Xbox? You want a PC? You want it on PlayStation? Or would you like to wait for August the 11th and get the brand new version on Switch 2? Because Oblivion Remastered is coming out on Switch 2 on August the 11th. And I think you should keep your eyes peeled for some of the further social media stuff that comes out.
They've been having a lot of fun, the social team has, and it's then really fun to like to be a fan and get to see all of it too. It's really exciting.
Well, I mean, to be involved in stuff, but to be a fan of it as well for me has always been
Yeah.
just a huge honor, and to see this game come back after 20 years and have it be current again. And for me to be Shea Gorath, again, you don't pick favorites, but I will say that I do have my own Wabajack and my own staff of Shea Gorath, and I also have my own Shea Gorath outfit, which I will be wearing to GCX if anybody wants to come down and meet me and get any photos with the Mad God himself.
And it's only a couple of weeks away now, just a few weeks away. Yeah.
Yeah, we're like 3 weeks away from it. Very excited.
Tickets are still on sale, I think.
Tickets
I
are
think
on sale. Ken, you want to tell us where people can Ken, tell us where they can find tickets to GCX.
Yep, at gcxevent.com.
gcxevent.com.
Operators are standing by.
Hey, Liz was talking about a movie she made. I made a movie recently. It's a short film called Dead Broke. And I play a retired gay Satanist whose husband has died. And his daughter comes to the house dragging the body of the mother and wants me to bring it back to life because she needs to ask permission to have it cremated because she can't afford a funeral. So, yeah, it's sort of like...
it's his best work yet.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of like Evil Dead meets The Big Lebowski.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I might have seen that because I always see all your posts on social, so I want to say that sounds familiar too.
Well, if you saw a picture of me out there with a giant sharp blade and blood all over my hands and cult sort of thing, I mean, that could have been anything.
Just a regular Tuesday.
Yeah. Just going out to work on the lawn.
Oh. But you guys are still getting ready for well, obviously for GCX, but then you were talking a lot about the Fallout event in the Mojave later this year too. That's going to be in November. That's going to be mid-November. Yep. Mojave Mayhem. It's going to be, I mean, it's always bigger than it was the year before, but
it was so great last year. It was so much fun.
Yeah, Keith had a wonderful time.
And if you want to meet people who are involved in Fallout, that's the place to go. I mean, Lear's going to be there again, I understand, and Jan Johns will be there, and a number of folks. You never know who's going to show up. I'm not saying they show up this year, but last year, Walton Goggins showed up, and so did Aaron Moten and Jonathan Nolan, and they were drinking and serving drinks. And
I was going to say, I saw pictures of that. Yeah.
Yeah. We don't ever count on anything. We don't think they're not planning to come, but there are other folks that are going to be there that you will be surprised to see. There will be big surprises coming. Am I overstating that, Ken?
Nope.
You can't oversell it with these events.
Listen, if you've been out there to the Pioneer Saloon, right out there in the middle of the Mojave Desert, and it feels like the wasteland. And then you've got all these people. I mean, they're wearing power armor. They're wearing, they're dressed as raiders. They're dressed as all sorts of characters directly out of Fallout. They're wearing vault suits. It looks like you just stepped onto the set of Fallout. It's really cool and a lot of fun. And then the community and the people just, it can't be overstated how cool the community is. And by the way, I do want to mention here just towards the end, when we did Wasteland Jamboree, a member of the Modus Files got engaged on the stage in full gear. It was Nick and Cassandra. And unfortunately, Cassandra's got a mystery illness going on right now, and they're taking care of things. They have a GoFundMe available. If you take a look at my page, look to Fallout for Hope's page, you'll find the links on there. Nick Rizzo is also out there with the links. Go check that out because they could use some help as well.
Oh yeah, we have Veta Phoenix talking
Veda's
about it
been
in
seeing
chat
it.
right
If you
now. Yeah,
look in the
getting some
chat, Veda's
information there.
bringing it
Yeah.
up there. Veda, if you have the link, if you want to put that up, please feel free to pop that in. Hopefully somebody will allow that through.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
There it is.
Oh,
All
don't
right.
be sorry. You're helping out. You got the little mod sword. You know what you're doing.
Veda's awesome. She's been out there at all these different things, and she started off as a fan, and then she's like moved into like indispensable. Veda was in my class. Ken was in my class.
Oh, yeah?
So many people took my acting class, but have proven decidedly they never needed it because they were just simply awesome to begin with. But it's a really cool community. It's been a very cool community, and we're in going into week number 4 of a 6-week class, and it's the last one for the summer, and I don't know what we're going to do in the fall because I have so many things and commitments set up that I will not be running the acting class again for a little while. But when it comes up, I'll let you guys know.
I always hear great things. I remember meeting one of the students at the Amsterdam event a couple years back.
Yeah, Amsterdam was great.
Oh, I know. It's one of the best events I've been to. And I felt not like celebrity, but I felt really great because I mean for the ESO community, that's as close as I'm going to get ever. But it was just so nice because it just felt like they really rolled out the red carpet for all the people they invited, for the voice actors, for the streamers, for the community members who had been part of the game for so long. So like that was just such a unique experience for me.
There's no way to describe the effect of going into another country like Amsterdam, where the culture is different and things are changing. You've got an entirely different world. And then you walk to this giant warehouse and the doors open and you walk into yet another entirely different world inside an entirely different world. I mean, to say that brought that whole world to life is an understatement.
Oh, yeah.
It was, I mean, most everybody walking through there for the first hour, jaws down, unbelieving that they're seeing what they're seeing and they're doing what they're doing, you know? It was a blast. I had a blast.
It was so much fun.
Yeah.
Would love to see them do it again, but I know if nothing else that we got quite a few people who are trying to bring similar experiences to GCX. I think you talked to them a bit.
GCX will be very
last
much
year.
going into Universal Studios with this kind of thing, and they're putting together the world of Fallout there.
Mm-hmm.
Ken, what are some of the things that they're doing at this place that it's going to be that kind of an experience where you go into one world and you find yourself in another world?
Sorry, it's GCX?
Yeah.
Yeah, for the Fallout World stuff.
Yeah, so there's a bunch of stuff scattered across sound stages. There are 4, and it used to be Nickelodeon Studios. So you wouldn't know that now. All of that's been stripped off the front, but across the sound stages, there's an Elder Scrolls experience where Wes will be in Sheogorath on one of the days. On one of the other days, he'll be with us at the Fallout for Hope booth. So there's the Fallout experience with a Red Rocket gas station, like a slice of the vaults, NCR, God, who else is going to be there? Lear Larry will be there. Raffi Silver will be at our table next to Wes. We've got Corey Wonderstone, who will be doing goat tests, Wes, collecting money for the ALZ. So people will be able to take their goats using his terminals and figure out where they would end up in a vault, what kind of career they would have.
I would end up dead.
We also just announced today we'll have a Ghostbusters experience. So we've got an original 1959 Cadillac Miller Meteor, the exact one used in the first movie as far as the car type goes. Totally faithful recreation. That's the Orlando Ghostbusters putting that on. But yeah, tons of playable games. We've got a world premiere that's going to be playable for the first time. That's just breaking now. That as soon as I hang up, we're going to be announcing from our side. We can't wait to talk about that. But yeah, there's going to be a lot of cool stuff happening this year at GCX.
I'm also going to be bringing my Silver Shroud outfit and the Tommy gun that was built for me by Exposed Designs. They found a way that I can take it apart and put it in luggage and not scare everybody at the airport.
It's something similar with the Wabbajack too, right? Like, did I say unscrew or something? Or
Wampa Jack, I will not be able to bring because it's so large, but I will bring the staff of Sheogorath
okay.
with the eyeball on the end.
Oh. Yeah, it's really cool to see how much GCX continues to grow because I'm getting like press release emails of games announcing that they're going to be there. So, having them make those kind of announcements the way that they would for, like a PAX or something is so cool to see. And just I've got so many friends who are going, looking forward to it. I got Megan in chat who's talking about like she's reading about the Elder Scrolls experience that they're putting on, and it's just gonna be so much fun. So everyone who can go absolutely should.
Yeah, and George, you know from experience when you go into these worlds within a world, how immersive it can be, how just so overwhelming and fun, and the sense of community is going to be terrific.
Yeah.
Silori, it's a different staff of Sheogorath. The original staff is still sitting over here in the corner in about 5 different pieces. I am going to speak to someone tomorrow. Her name is Juliet Glasser, recent graduate from the Savannah College of Art and Design from SCAD, and she is going to talk to me about building me a brand new staff of Sheogorath along the floral lines. So that'll be, maybe this one will not be fixed. I wanted to find a little old man in a cave that would have repaired it for me. It turns out there were only bears.
It's not as easy as the Elder Scrolls games. Like there's a mage around every tree, under every rock. Here, not so much.
Would you like for me to repair that for you, sir? Yes. People at the door-to-door staff repairmen have not been dropping by my house.
No, not here either. Oh,
I was getting summoned to another call, which I have to hang up and go to.
Well, that's okay. We're wrapping up here. We've been here
Awesome.
for 2 hours. We've had a wonderful time.
Yeah.
Thank you all so much.
Yeah,
for
we
all
have rocked it. This is amazing. So we're now,
fantastic as
what is that?
always.
13,341.49. Not bad.
I just saw there was another $25 donation
not
from,
bad at all.
from Phoenix Stark.
Yeah, thank you, Phoenix.
$25 donation. Phoenix, thank you so much.
Thank you, Phoenix. Phoenix Stark, Veda Phoenix, have you guys met?
Misconnection.
Yeah. So yeah, this has been wonderful.
These are always
all those guys
fantastic.
talk about their experiences with the games and acting. That's invaluable stuff, and I'm really grateful for them all appearing, and really grateful to you, George, and to you, Ken, and everybody who showed up here today and made donations. We're working towards ending Alzheimer's for good. So this will be up, I believe, on Twitch for a while. Yes, Ken?
Yep, correct.
If anybody wants to revisit, if you missed any, you can watch it again from the beginning. We're going to have more panels coming up, and want you to, keep looking at Fallout for Hope on all the different social media accounts. Look for me, Wes Johnson, on Instagram, Wes Johnson Voice on X, Wes Johnson Actor on Facebook, and we'll be putting up notifications on different things as they come out, so hopefully you can join us again, and we'll have more fun for funds to end ALZ.
Absolutely.
Very good.
Thank you, everyone, for watching. Thank you for joining in today.
Thank you, everybody.
Everybody has a happy and safe 4th. Keep all your fingers.